white people as guests in my house for various homes throughout my life. As you know, none of them have ever said thank you, and all of them, at some point, at least one among their group, has criticized something about my food, my house, or me, physically, mentally, emotionally, or sexually. Every single time, all through my life. It's white people. Gay, straight, male, female, you name it. Every single time. No one has ever come into my home who has white pigmentation, who has ever said the least bit positive or complimentary thing about me or my home, and have taken pains to say something, in fact, critical or negative about me or my home. All of my life, every single time. Including when I was a child. Right? Isn't that amazing? Yeah, it's really something, eh? They have absolutely no morals. White people have no taste, no manners whatsoever. Nothing. They're miserable, miserable creatures. And the only thing that works for them around here is that that's all there is. They think they're decent people. Right? And if you go and travel anywhere else in the world, you see that they're mongrel idiots compared to the average Japanese 10-year-old. You know? Right? It's not the end of the world, because there are many places in the world with millions of people who develop much higher than they do. Right? And they have controlling systems in their world too, but it's better in many respects. And but here, in the forests of Parksville and Vancouver Island, nothing but deadbeats. Nothing but deadbeats everywhere you go. No white people. Male, female, gay, straight, doesn't matter. The only people I like are lesbians. Yeah. They're the only half-decent women left in these white populations. They're smart. They're smart. If I was a woman, I'd be a lesbian. I've met some nasty ones, but I don't think they were real lesbians. They're usually people with gender dysphoria. You know, a real lesbian knows who she is, right? As much as any human can. You know, she knows her boundaries, and if you've got your boundaries under control, you know because you don't have to be violent to people without just cause. You got good judgment. Good judgment comes with good boundaries. There are people who think they have good boundaries but don't have good judgment, and so their boundaries become an excuse to hurt people. Their boundaries don't maintain a threshold of discriminating power that is commensurate with the way that they can, do, and could end up behaving unnecessarily, violently, or prejudicially to other human beings. Now, I know that's a little complicated for white people, so I'll break it down. You're cum-sucking cunt weevils. Thank you, and you're welcome. It's all very difficult for white people. They don't understand. They got the worst education system, worst of everything. They're out of their fucking minds. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, birth till death. They don't care about any of my values. They don't care about any of my poetry. It doesn't matter to them. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters to them. They're complete nihilists, complete fascists, complete sociopaths, as ever anyone was. And they think they're the best people in the world. It's amazing. It's fucking amazing. The delusion is just incredible. I have to pee. Quite a few good days in many respects. Even though it was cold, I kept my body fairly to temp yesterday, so that was good. Nobody talks about it, so it seems a little surreal. But years from now, people might watch this and they'll understand what I'm saying. White people, in a way that many people around the world have known for centuries, have a collective mental illness on the order of a narcissistic sociopath. But they don't know it.
And nothing is going to help cure it. Right? You have to acknowledge it first. Well, for a white person like me to acknowledge this problem is something I'm doing for the entire white people and the rest of the human race. Having been a scapegoat, the scapegoat function in white brains is basically like the bowel. It basically craps on people because it needs to. It feels like it has to go crap, and then it does. Yeah. I have to explain my behavior. I have to have reasons for what I say and do. But the average white male or female doesn't have to. It's never asked of them, not as a child, not as anything. They never have to have reasons for anything they do. They just have jargon. You ask them why they live the way they do, and they'll say, well, it's because the way people live. You know? Or they start quoting you all their fucking values and religious beliefs, which is like, once the blood starts coming out of your ears, they get really, really fucking hungry because they're cannibals. Because what they're doing is they're digesting you. They're digesting your time. It looks like it. I never found it difficult. I had a white sociopath come up to me, and every time she came up to me, she would talk and never listen to anything I had to say, never ask me questions, never take an interest in me as a human being. And she's telling me about how horses have taught her how to be a better listener and how expert she is with horses and the equine mind. It's absolutely fascinating. That's what I mean by just listen to sociopaths. Right? She treats horses like people, and she treats people like they're nothing. So it shows that she's replaced, like psychopaths will replace people with animals. They'll treat their animals really well, but they replace people. They treat them better than the way they treat people. Boy, it's quiet out here. I gotta drink some water. It's so quiet. What makes us safe? Well, it takes a lot to make me safe. Because nothing in white society exists to assure me of my safety. The safety of the white male, single male, has no assurances in reality whatsoever. And not from the number one predator of the white male, which is the middle-class white female. Constantly on the prowl, very prone to stalking. I've had a white female stalking me for about 6 years now. That's not even the record. I've had some that stalked me for over a decade. My sister has been stalking me since about 1990. So, and the stalkers, you learn about females that they always feel like they're doing the right thing, and they don't understand why you don't capitulate. They're always right, and they have to be. Oh well, we'll have a nice day. I think my mom is doing all right. Some white females coming along right now. One of them's got huge tits. Holy cow, she's fat. She's about 5'6", 5'7", and looks like she weighs about 350 pounds. Imagine what it's like carrying that around every day. But there's a purity out here. I wish my father well, I wish my mother well. I still haven't, admittedly, fully penetrated the depths of the narcissistic sociopath or society. I believe there's quite a bit more to it than I've illuminated, but I'm getting there. I'll have to develop new methods. Meanwhile, I have a stockpile of anecdotal evidence or personal experience studying white females and white males in their homes in the course of their professional incarnations. They are capable of anything. A white person is basically capable of any amount of violence at any time. There is nothing that you can do to stop them. They can do anything they want. And, you know, a poor man who did some shoplifting got arrested the other day. But these white people, they'll never be arrested. They've learned correctly that their behavior is compatible with the economic system. There's no real rhyme or reason. It's just kind of how things end up. I mean, the key bono, who benefits? Who benefits from the domestic abuse of children by white women? Right? White women are the ones doing most of it, right? There's some loud white people. It's amazing how loud that white nail is talking. Very excited. Excitement is not healthy in dogs or people. When yet, white society, for white people, it's all about the excitement of everything. Get excited. Are you excited? You know, someone comes on stage in front of white people and it's like, hey, let's get excited, everyone. Are you excited to be here? Are you excited to be alive? As long as you're excited, that's all that matters, because we're going to do witchcraft on you. Right? Meanwhile, there's one guy in the audience like me just going, yeah, so. Hey, who's the gloomy guts over here? Oh, I just maintain certain kinds of moral and ethical capacities in my brain that make being excited a little less positive a thing for me. Desirous, if you will, than it might be for the average moron. Okay, well, moving on. I was like, what's the point of getting excited? Nothing. There's nothing good about getting excited. Getting excited doesn't do anything for anyone. It just lowers your inhibitions. Right? Your brain, like sex. Oh, get excited. Oh, I'm going to have sex with him. I'm excited. It's very exciting. It's cool. I think this is one of the coldest days of the last 3 days. They're really pouring. Wow. This is called the last river. I'm almost through my internal storage. About 2 minutes left. 2 or 3 minutes. And so there's all this leftover stuff in my family, just garbage and anger and rage and bitterness. And nobody is ever held accountable for anything, especially females. Especially my sister and my mom. Also my brother and his wife. My brother married someone. I knew the moment I heard her name that she was a sociopath. It's not hard. And sure enough, she has literally attacked, in public or in private, every single member of my family whom she has ever met. Right? She goes on the attack almost immediately. Right? Sure enough, first time I met her, she attacked me. My mom attacked her. My dad attacked him. My mom got off the plane after meeting for the first time and was stunned. She was she was paralyzed for days after dealing with this disgusting woman's energy, right? That my brother allowed her to behave this way. It's just a complete psychopath, right? She's a psychologist for the state. Right? Fascinating, eh? A child psychologist. Don't you love these psychologists? Fucking crazy apes, man. Nothing against black people, but it's just white or black. They're crazy apes. I like black people. My sister's also married to a black man. He's crazy as fuck. You know, he'd have to be around my sister. Holy shit. No one in their building even seems to like them. It's like, oh my lord. They can do no wrong.
people.
Her son wants to be a doctor, Kip, which is kind of a sexually ambiguous name. Kip wants to be a doctor. Kip. There's no more sexually ambiguous names now. A lot of white people want to be doctors because it's a very respected thing to be.